There we go.
So this GOTM Gaming here. We're bringing you this podcast. We're here with Zyad and Zyad48 on the topic of console versus PC. So if you got, however you guys want to start it off, we got Zyad for.
Hello, everyone. I sort of stumbled upon John's video via a tweet from a YouTuber named Rags, and I was originally going to type out probably a pretty long comment debunking your points. Then I was like, you know what, I should probably just ask him if he wants to talk about this. And yeah, I private messaged him, and we got into a Skype call. So I think we should start with the first point that you made in the video. Controllers over keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, me personally, I use controllers. That's just me. I can use a keyboard, but I think controllers, in my opinion, I just like them better.
That's fine.
That's just me.
I use controllers even on PC myself, because certain things. But it's when it comes to using controllers on PC, it's subjective on certain games. Like for example, a game called Darksiders 2. My cousin loves using a keyboard and mouse with it, but I can't stand using it with that. I use a controller with that game, and I like playing it that way.
Because the combat feels more fluent, and you can hit the buttons the way you need to get them.
Mm-hmm. But other things like first-person shooters, if I can deal with using a controller, but if I have the option, I'll use a keyboard and mouse.
Well, what other points do you want to talk about? Because you're the one who wanted to do the podcast, so I'm here.
Here's the thing, John. Should we? It was a troll. We're gonna admit that right here.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, the controller part I can admit was a troll. Not only was it a troll, I was just expressing how I feel about the controller.
Yeah. While
trolling at the same time, so it was like just to completely throw people off, and then the way they took it is the way they took it.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. It's been factually proven that a mouse can get you better precision, and there's only really one question you have to ask: if controllers are better than keyboards and mice. Well, then why do you have aim assist? For first-person shooters, why do you have aim assist? If they're so much better. It's like,
well, I mean, you can get aim assist on PC too.
Well, yeah, there are certain games that do have that.
Call of Duty still on aim assist on PC, so
No, it doesn't. I can tell you right now, no, it doesn't. I tried playing Black Ops with a controller on the PC. There's no aim assist at all. And for what I've looked through the options, I don't think there's an option to actually turn it on. So, at least not on the PC.
The one thing
version.
I want to bring up about the keyboard and PC and mouse and the controller is like, okay, I can understand the PC has how people play at that high-ass sensitivity. Because they want a precision aiming.
Actually, a lot of people play at low sensitivity and just move the mouse really quick.
Really?
From my experience. Some people like high sensitivity and that they can do what they want.
Someone said that, okay, they play at high sensitivity, we could set it up to high sensitivity too, and maybe it can even out, but that's just, it also depends on how skilled someone can be with the, because I'm pretty sure someone equally as skilled with a mouse and equally skilled with a controller would probably be evenly matched if they went up on one another, but I'm not sure.
Actually, here's the thing about that. The thing about a mouse that could make it more precise is like if you set it to low sensitivity, which basically makes your aim better a lot of the time. Like 9 times out of 10, if you set it to low sensitivity, you'll be aiming better. You just have to move the mouse more to turn. And the aiming is based on how far you move the mouse. With the aiming with an analog stick, it will move the camera a certain distance depending on how long you held the analog stick in that direction. Yeah. So basically, if you wanted to have that low sensitivity to have better precision, then you basically lose the ability to turn quickly, which could impact your performance when playing the game. Whereas with a mouse, if you have a low sensitivity, you can still do 180s if your sensitivity isn't that low. Yes.
Actually, so I looked into the whole aim assist on Black Ops 3. The option is there.
On Black Ops 3. Oh, I've played Black Ops. I'm talking about Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. They do not have aim assist.
On Black
it's been a long while since we played those.
Well, I mean, I still play them nowadays, but the current iteration of Call of Duty does have aim assist.
Okay.
So that's what I thought you were referring to the current iteration.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Let's continue to different topics because John, if you did say that.
Actually, I would like to continue on this topic for now.
Okay.
here's the thing. So the controllers. With how you aim with a mouse, you can turn it you can move the mouse a certain distance, and that's how far your camera will move. So you can still keep a low sensitivity and still be able to turn properly. And that's the reason that aim assist exists. It's the ability to allow you to have high sensitivity so that you can turn quick, and also it'll slow your aim down when you're aiming over an enemy to give you a little bit of help to aim.
Like a leeway.
Yeah. And you don't need that on a mouse, and you honestly shouldn't have it on a mouse because that just ends up screwing your aim.
I suppose.
There are certain games, obviously PC FPSs with, some people will try and say, you can, even when they say you can use controllers on PC, a lot of people will try and try to rebuttal that with, oh, but if you're playing it online, in an online shooter, then you're going to get destroyed. Well, if a game has sufficient compensations put in, aim assist for when a controller is connected, then it honestly shouldn't matter. Sure, the guys using a mouse will have, better aim in that they can turn quicker and still be able to aim on your head. But you could still do good with a controller on PC. I played Titanfall with a controller on PC, and I did pretty good.
What I want on PC with controller, so.
Yeah, see, there was a game I played back. See, this is when I did play FPS on the PC. It was when Battlefield first started coming around.
Okay.
And I played it, and yeah, I did use the mouse for that, and I also had a controller, so I had, 50-50 on both ends. But it seems like at that point I started to lean more toward the controller because I was able to move better. Now the aiming with the mouse, I give you that, but I guess when you want to get up and move,
it could just be it's more of a subjective point on which one you prefer. Because I prefer a keyboard. I can use a keyboard and mouse. I can use a controller. I can like both of them. And for certain people, it's just too hard to get good with aiming with a mouse, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I can use both. That's why I said we should move on to music like this. Personally, to me, this wasn't there was more topics you wanted to talk about, right?
Right. Your next topic. It's been a little bit since I watched the video. What was your second topic?
The second one, you know what? I'll keep it up the side for reference. The second reason was accessibility, which was the huge argument that I did get into with some people. And one of the guys, I don't know if he self-contradicted himself or if he didn't know how to answer this his own way. He said that he doesn't know what it's like. He doesn't know the interface for the PlayStation 4 or the current gen console, but he was basing it off the Xbox 360 user interface, which was a terrible choice.
Yeah, the 360's interface was terrible. It went through a bunch of iterations, and I hated all of them.
Yeah, you can go from launch 360 to now. They're just kind of
Yeah, wasn't that good in my opinion.
PS4 and PlayStation, even the Nintendo Wii at the time, and now the Wii U, still have accessible user interfaces because I have seen them. I have played on them to know. So
the Wii interface is pretty easy. It's just tiles. That's it.
Well, did you try the Wii U?
I don't have a Wii U, so I can't speak on that part.
The Wii U is a little bit more better, actually. It's a cross. It's a combination. It's something kind of like how because the 3DS has a real good UI as well. Still better than the Xbox.
Yeah, I have a 3DS. I can say that the 3DS's UI is much better than the 360's.
Yeah.
And we're talking the 360 here because I don't have an Xbox One, so I can't speak for that one.
I have a 360 Xbox One and all the PlayStation consoles and the PC, so.
All right.
He's the one that knows that.
Having a job is pretty nice, not gonna lie. But as far as accessibility, obviously a computer, you have web browsers, you can go into your files, you can do all that. But here's my whole thing. My whole thing with as far as accessibility is, sure, you have all that freedom, but at the same time, the negatives, such as with all that freedom, you could fuck up. You can't delete System 32 on a PlayStation, or you can't get viruses on.
You can't delete System 32 on an actual computer. If you try to do it, it'll tell you can't do it.
Yeah,
you have to go out of your way to find a very specific route, usually using the command prompt to delete the folder. You can't delete.
Well, that's what I mean.
You can't accidentally fuck up that.
Well, I know, but people who are stupid and are like, oh, it's a fucking virus, I have to delete it, and they'll try figuring it out.
But then again, if you try to look up, they could probably look up, is System 32 a virus? Or if they try to look up how to delete System 32, they're going to find out, System 32, that's important.
Okay, I'll give you that. But even then, you don't get viruses on a console.
You don't? But then again, people aren't focused on trying to get viruses on console. They're focused on trying to bring down PlayStation Network or Xbox Live.
Well,
that's just a point I wanted to bring up. But for viruses on a computer, as long as you don't go to any shady websites and you just get, you could get some okay free antiviruses, and you can use those and just be fine. Because I've only gotten 1 or 2 viruses, and that was because of my own fault. Because I went to like 1 or 2 shady sites for certain things.
That's exactly my point. With console, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but that's because you don't have the option to.
Well, yeah. You have a web browser and you can download things, but it's not...
Can you download any file that you come across on the web browser?
Not any file.
Exactly. And in those cases, you can't download .zip files or .rar files. And if you could, you couldn't open them.
Well, exactly. Well, that's my point. Consoles don't...
It's less worry by way of restriction.
Now if you have this example for what I mean in the term accessible, would you agree that if you say had a long day at work or you were out all day and you came home, you're not gonna like take a keyboard and mouse, put it on your lap and sit down? Like it takes a minute to boot stuff up. You'll grab a controller and just sit down and turn on and start playing.
Well, here's the thing about that when you mean that with accessibility, I'll argue that since consoles have become more PC-like and that they get patches like PCs do, I would argue that you're basically it could be random, because I could play on it. I would say, oh, I want to play CS:GO. Oh, there's an update. I'm gonna have to wait. Or like, oh, I want to play I don't know, maybe Shadow of Mordor on console. I don't know why I would, but just using it for example. Oh, there's an update. I have to wait.
Well,
because either way, I would have to wait if there's an update for a game I wanted to play right at that moment.
I don't. Unless like the update just happens and I'm in the middle of playing the game, I don't wait for updates because on the PS4.
Oh yeah, if you're already in the game, you don't have to. Like, I don't know how it's like on PS4, but I don't think it would force you out of the game to update it.
No.
I'm talking about when you turn it on and you want to play it and it says there's an update and you have to download it.
Like by definition, technically my PS4 is never off because I put it in rest mode and it downloads all the updates.
Handle the business.
And I like that.
Yeah, that's true. Although in that case, if I have a bunch of games that I want to update.
You could probably tell me this or not, because I don't know if does PC have its own kind of rest mode that allows people to handle their business while it's off?
As far as I know, actually, I don't think there's a sort of rest mode that would allow you to have Steam up and download updates. Although that's just me. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up real quick to see if that's actually a thing.
I mean,
let's say.
I'm sure it is.
Because I'm sure somebody would probably argue us and say, oh, the PC had it first, and then someone would say the console had it first. Because I know the console probably didn't just say they can just do that all of a sudden.
Now, I'd just like to point out for Techman221, I did watch your video. When John talked about the consoles that started it all, I don't think he literally, I guess by definition, technically PCs did do it because that's what games are created on. But I think when he meant, this is just a little side tangent. I think he meant more by he actually mainstream versus when they were like the DOM. These technically, PCs did started.
Oh, are you talking about? Consoles started the mainstream. Consoles started the mainstream console market because obviously the first games were made on a PC and they were played on a PC, but consoles and I want to say arcade machines before consoles, but then consoles came out, popularized it for having it in the living room.
You know the original console that's considered to be, I don't know if people can say it's a PC or a console. If it's a hybrid of both, then both sides could be right. Is that very first computerized console Pong? That not the Pong game.
Are you talking about Pong machines?
Difference. Not the Pong machine either. It's like
the Pong Home Arcade, pretty much a console with Pong on it.
It's something like that. It was developed way before. I think it was 60s or 70s, way before the consoles and the arcades really took off to heat.
Either way, it doesn't really matter which one started it, because in the end, the PC you can get a good. I kind of wanted to save this point for later, but I'm going to say it now. In every objective aspect, a PC is better. It's really up to your own preference on whether or not those objective benefits.
That's the key word that no one in the comments understood. It's preference, and I vaguely did say at the points you could tell where I was being serious. I said preference, personal preference.
Okay,
that's the part that
I agree with you to an extent because I do think things about a console that are superior to a PC.
Well, here's the thing. I'm talking about in every objective sense. Because, like, from an objective standpoint, a mouse is better than a controller. But you can still prefer a controller, and that's fine. From an objective stance, you can spend less over time on a PC than you would on a console because of combination of like more expensive games.
Question.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that because. Here's this side note. Maybe both you can answer this. Someone said that there is no such thing as a natural ability with the mouse or the controller, but then how would you be so good with a particular thing that you're comfortable with? If you don't end up inheriting the ability, like, what if you have a natural gravitation?
Yeah, you could have a knack for playing with a controller, and others might have a knack for playing with a keyboard and mouse. Like, I didn't have any issues with playing with a keyboard and mouse the first time I picked it up and played Half-Life. So. Yeah, I could get right into that, and I had been playing on controllers my whole life, like GBA, GameCube.
I played Doom on the PC back then.
The original Doom is a great game. I bought it on Steam. I really like it.
What, Doom?
Yeah, the original Doom. I have the new Doom as well. My computer can
and
run
the Lost Levels as well.
Mario 2, The Lost Levels.
No, Doom: The Lost Levels.
Oh, okay. I need to look that up then.
Zyad, right?
Yes.
Alright. Well, like, I mean, here's my thing. I wouldn't say PC gaming, let's take it this way. PC gaming, I wouldn't say is cheaper in the long run, because let's think about it like, here. How long would you say a console generation lasts?
At shortest, I want to say 5 years. At longest, probably 8.
Okay. Well, let's think about the Xbox 360. Now, this is an abnormal circumstance. But the 360 came out November 2005, ended 2013, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what, 7-8 years?
Oh, actually, technically, Black Ops 3 released in 2015, didn't it?
That's, 8 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying 2005 to 2013, it was the top dog. It was the main thing. You know what I mean? Nothing
true.
else upgraded it.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8 years back-to-back of it just being it.
Yeah.
And, still, to this day, what do you call it? Last gen consoles, PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, they're still getting games. They're still getting games, and I don't understand why. They should just stop.
On last gen, looks like shit, but they have it. It's an option for people who are budget gaming.
That's true, but the thing is, we're never going to progress in terms of technical finesse with games unless we're gonna just stop trying to dumb it down for the old consoles. Because here's the thing,
that's what I feel that because we already know that the PS3 and the Xbox 360 is finally going to come to its head out already when they end. I found out from GameStop that I guess contractually these companies still have a few years left on the last gen, and then they can fully. But we have games that
actually, Xbox 360 stopped production.
Yeah, they stopped.
The PlayStation still has been getting its things, which I'm very lost about on that aspect. But I guess
we're getting still money making.
Here's an example on time. Here's an example of like a true next gen game. You guys know the Just Cause series.
Yeah,
I have Just Cause 3.
Okay, you guys played Just Cause 2?
No.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you saw that game was awesome. I think we could agree, right, John?
Yeah, I can agree.
It's like lots of explosions, lots of technical finesse right there.
I had it on Xbox 360, and then when at the time my stepbrother caused me to get the Red Ring of Death, and my mom replaced my console with the PS3, I got it on there too. So I played it on both. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I used to argue with people in middle school. They used to say, "Oh, the better graphics are." They both looked the same to me.
Yeah, most games between the two of them look exactly the same.
Probably because I was just so zoned in to not give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, both are boss. Especially when Skyrim came out, that was a hassle with the graphic fights.
Here's my point is with Just Cause 3. Instead of just trying to make the graphics look super shiny like most games that are consider themselves quote unquote next gen. Not Black Ops.
It's more colorful.
First thing, it's more colorful, and there's a shitload more explosions.
Exactly.
That's exactly what we want. We want more tech. We want these games to push the system to their limits, not with high resolution textures or stuff like that. We want more craziness happening on screen. Like a Doom is another example of an actual next gen game because it looks beautiful, it runs beautiful, and there's still crazy shit going on screen.
And side note, someone just called me a faggot on a comment, but let's continue.
Oh, okay. So,
What's up, faggot?
Shut up.
So yeah, I really think that they should just stop making games for the last gen consoles. Actually, the PS2 still had support up until 2013. Like
FIFA 14 came out on PS2.
What?
I actually have it. I bought it just for the
The FIFA games, most sports games are literally just copies of themselves every time they release.
I agree.
So honestly, it really would not matter. It really would not matter what system you released it on. You could probably run them.
I guess they're just making games for the people in the.
Well, they obviously have a market. I'm sure in South America, there's people who are still running the PS2, so wouldn't surprise me.
I guess, but here's the thing about that. It's always nice to try and still be able to give the people who didn't jump over yet some of the newer games. But the problem is, eventually, you're gonna have to get to a point where you can't keep doing it.
And I think Black Ops 3 is a shining example of that.
Black Ops 3 on the 360 sucks.
You can look at I'll leave a link in my description. You can check it out.
Black Ops 3 looks terrible. It performs terrible. The animations look like shit. Ugh. I've played it myself.
You say your phrase it looks like a fucking PS2 game.
Do you own? I own a copy of it.
I have the 360 version. Oh. It sucks.
So we're both fortunate enough to play this steaming pile of shit. I'm glad that we can both.
I don't have Xbox Live though because I don't want to pay to play online, and so I just play against bots, and it's just
Shit, it's shit. I agree.
The zombies mode it chugs the frame rate more than anything else.
I'll leave a link in the description. On my channel, I have a video of me pretty much showing off that difference. It's just shit. But anyway, that's
it is an absolutely terrible last gen port.
But it's there. If you had,
it's there if you wanted to play it and didn't want the campaign.
Exactly, and let's think of the plus side. It came with a free copy of Black Ops 1. So
it did. That's nice.
Yeah, it did. At least on our version, it did. PS3. And and I gave that away on my YouTube channel. So because I figured, someone.
I see a Black Ops trilogy remaster in the future.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
That's a whole nother side. But anyway, we're kind of straying off from the main topic at hand here.
The third subject in my video was actually, if we want to jump into that one, the third reason was graphical difference, which I don't know how long maybe that subject would last.
Graphical difference. Okay.
I think it depends on your rig.
Well, that's true. But when we're talking about graphical differences between the PC and the consoles, we're usually talking about running it at the same resolution, the same highest resolution they can do, 1080p, and seeing how much better a decent PC can run, or maybe not decent, a high-end PC could run this kind of game. I have a link right here, actually, to a build I made on PC Part Picker. Oh, one moment. Let me actually get the link up again. Here you go. This is $800, and I can basically guarantee you that this PC will, at the very worst, perform as good as the PS4.
Okay.
And that would mean that basically any game that you're playing on, you could probably get 1080p 60 FPS in most games. I want to say maybe a few games you might have to tweak the graphics settings a bit, but you could definitely run Doom with this thing.
Can I use an example? I have a game that was ported from PC to consoles. Are you familiar with the Zombie Army trilogy?
No.
Well, it was. Me and my buddy here are fans of the Sniper Elite games, and the PC always had a spin-off game called Sniper Elite Nazi Zombies, but they retitled the entire trilogy to Zombie Army and ported it to the consoles.
Okay.
And finally, I get to experience what they've been talking about, and I can see why okay, for a time being that was a PC exclusive, but now that it's on consoles and it's giving people more, because Sniper Elite with the controller, Sniper Elite, I know that game through and through with the controller, and this game, it's I didn't want to take it on the PC because I didn't want to leave my controller element, but now that it's on the console, also, where do you see its graphical differences and its controls? This is one case where I say the PlayStation kind of upped the graphics because it looked a little muddy on the PC, and then here it's much cleaner and smoother because it's running on the PlayStation, I guess, engine of the PlayStation 4 or something like that.
Well, here's the thing, that I have seen certain games, I can't name any off the top of my head right now, but I've seen games in the past where they got a console port from the PC that they did in which they did up the graphical fidelity. There are times where that does happen.
Right.
So that's true, but the majority of the time, but here's the thing: even with that, you can still change your settings on the PC. You can always run it at like a higher resolution or anything like that. You can have it at a higher frame rate stuff, because that's the thing. There's no ceiling to there's no cap on what the PC could do theoretically. Theoretically, you could run anything at 4K.
Yeah, but it's not. It'd be upscaled.
Yeah.
Well, here's my argument to that.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're talking about graphics, I'm sure you heard about the whole PS4 Pro business.
Yes.
Right? I'm sure you heard about it. Now, here's the thing. I don't think you could build maybe you could. I'm not saying it's.
You're talking about doing 4K on 4 teraflops.
No, that's not what I was getting to.
Oh, okay. You continue then.
But it's not impossible to do something.
Well, I just don't think it's feasible because the PlayStation's down, like, the price they've cut, because I think if you were going to make a PC that can play games, because, let's be honest, I don't think the PS4 Pro is going to play games in native 4K. I'm going to be honest.
No.
It's going to be
It'll do native 4K on
it'll
do native 4K on simple looking games like maybe cell shaded games.
I'm not going for the 4K aspect either. I'm just going for like
better performance. Get us 1080p at 60 FPS more.
Yeah.
Because I think the PS4 Pro, it's going to give us 1080p 60 FPS.
I would have preferred
upscaled 4K.
Personally, I would have preferred if they just went for 1440p 60 FPS across the board. That would have been a much easier benchmark they could have gone for.
I suppose. Well, even then, the games will be upscaled to 4K, but I don't think it's possible. Well, maybe okay. Let me retract that. I'm not gonna say it's not impossible. I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but I think it'd be really fucking difficult to build a PC on $400 and have it be able to upscale games in 4K.
I would be inclined to agree with you there. But here's the thing.
Because
here's the thing that people say when they talk about price differences between the console and the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Are you factoring in cost over time? Because if you can afford to support a console over time, then you have enough money to support a PC over time. Because here's the thing: over the course of time, you will spend you will end up spending less money on a PC than you will on a console, even if your starting price was much higher. Like I said, this $800 rig that I've shown here, you get the benefits like Steam sales, which get you cheaper games, and you also get the benefits of things like G2A, which can also get you much cheaper games. Like hell, my friend just pre-ordered NBA 2K17 for $32 on PC from G2A.
The fact that it's another sports game carbon copy of last year is insane.
Well, no. I get it. I don't like to touch. I don't want to touch on the topic of opinions of those kinds of games.
I can't talk shit because I always get the WWE games in Call of Duty, so like I really can't pop noise.
You mentioned Call of Duty.
The fact that it's a sports game still, like, I don't know.
No, my point. The point I'm trying to get here is that on Steam you can pre-order it for $60, $80, $100, depending on which one you want. But just the standard pre-order that you can get it's $60. If you go to G2A, that same pre-order, $32. He got it for $32, and like after tax, like $34. He got it for half price, and the game's not even out yet.
Okay, well let's think about this. I'm not trying to say I like spending more money, because let's be real here.
No one wants to spend more money.
Exactly.
Oh hell.
But let's think about this logically. That's not helping the developer, and that's why things like microtransactions and shit like that exist.
Here's
the $60 price tag hasn't fluctuated.
Here's the thing. If you're going to argue that doesn't help the developer, used games don't help the developer either.
Absolutely, you're right about that.
Torrenting, pirating stuff, and used games. These two things mean exactly the same to the developer.
No, PC and PS4, they're both not. We got used games, and used games only give a fraction of what they got.
No. The developer doesn't get any money from a used game sale.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, they don't get any money.
Because if from that perspective, you could still get cheaper games and still actually be supporting the developer without having to go to get used games.
Yeah.
I'm consumer first all the way. But if you're going to make the argument of used games, then I'm going to make the argument. Well, you can just torrent shit on PC if you want.
Well, that's
and
what
that stuff's
saying.
free.
I think there's a huge community of people pirating shit that's literally just stealing the game.
Actually, a article done by PC Gamer. Well, maybe it wasn't PC Gamer. I forget which article it was. Well, no, who made it? But the article said through their survey, 35% of PC gamers torrent, and 90% of PC gamers have said that they have torrented in the past. And there a lot of the time as well, it's a very interesting article, and as you continue on, they talk about like different age ranges that they went with, and the higher the age range, it began going to, well, I'll torrent a game to demo it and see if I want to play the game, because no one makes demos anymore. So they'll demo the game via a torrent and then they'll buy it. I did that myself. I've torrented a game in the past and then I've bought it, like Metro Last Light, for example. I love that game. I wanted to try it out. I loved it, and then I bought it on Steam. I bought it and the first game, actually. So I bought.
Even so, I'd say, like, sure you have Steam sales, but PlayStation and Xbox, I'm not saying that nearly on par with Steam sales, but Steam.
I'm not saying that they don't have. I'm not saying that they don't have sales. From what I've heard, so I can't say certain. I can't say certain because I don't own these platforms. But Xbox, I know that Xbox One and PS4 do have sales. But but from what I've seen online, it doesn't look like they would compare. Because for one thing, one guy told me, "Oh, I got GTA 5 for $50 plus $1 million in-game currency." Like, to me, well, how hard is it to get money in GTA? Because from my experience, it's not that hard. That's from GTA Vice City.
What about Fallout 4 for $30? Can you beat that?
Fallout 4 for $30 on console?
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Let me look on G2A though, real quick, and see what I could get it for there if I wanted.
I got a question. I got a price here for like
Now it was on sale. It's like probably $60 now, but it was on sale.
No, like a game, like you know how they do. You know how they're doing remasters now for the consoles?
Yeah.
These, I know people question this series, but I still feel these games so far have a great sale on their remasters, and that's Resident Evil. Each of their games is coming out at a fair $20.
Yeah, that's fine.
For the amount of content.
I just recently got what's it called? Resident Evil 4 on PC, actually.
Yeah, I have that right now, and I'm gonna be, once I finish it, I'm gonna review it. Like there's a couple games I have to review that's killing me right now. It's either between Zombie Army, Resident Evil, and Lords of the Fallen. Because sometimes if there's games that I don't get right away, I review them later. Because I get more time to play it amongst myself, and maybe my opinion is different from others. Okay.
So I looked at you talk about opinions and reviews. Reviews are by their definition opinion pieces. You can try and be as objective as you can, and I like to try and do that. If I'm thinking of getting into doing reviews, and when I'm like theorizing different kinds of scripts, and I like to try and keep it as objective as possible. But you're eventually going to get to subjective points. And as for Fallout 4, you can get Fallout 4 on PC off G2A, $26 for the game and $25 for the season pass. So basically, you can pay $50 to get the game and the season pass. I would think that's a good deal.
Okay, well, how about this? Let's go off of, because if we're going off GUNA, this obviously whatever you said it was, I probably
G2A.
Butchered the fuck.
Yes, there are PlayStation ones. So if I put PS4.
So let's say if I wanted to get something cheap on the console, I'm sure like Craigslist or other options. You know what I mean? I'm sure I could find that same thing.
Again, that goes back to the used. That goes back to the used games thing, because you're buying a used game off of Craigslist.
But is G2A helping the developer at all? Because it doesn't sound like it.
It's keys. They're obviously buying these keys and they're selling them. So.
Well, how much profit is the actual?
I wouldn't know. So, yeah, you can take my word on that. I wouldn't know.
Right.
Okay, so
for point taken.
Let's presume both G2A and Craigslist and other that. Let's just rule that out. Let's go strictly off of Steam and PSN store. Is that fair?
Oh, okay, fine.
Let's go down to the nitty gritty. Is you get all your digital downloads from Steam for PC, and now I'm looking at some Steam prices. So Fallout 4 on the PSN store is $40 right now. Okay.
$40 right now. Okay.
Fallout 4 on the Steam store is $60.
Yeah.
I just looked at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. True.
Okay. So that's just one example.
That's just one example, and this is after this game has probably gone through numerous sales in the past. Is the thing, because Doom, for example, like a month or two after release, I saw it on the Steam store page going for half off, and I bought it then.
Well, yeah, it's because I haven't seen anyone really going hi-ho about Doom. And now, a game like GTA 5, I'm looking at it right here. It's $60 on. It's $60 on Steam. Now, if I go to the PlayStation store, I'll check it right now. It's probably $60 because Rockstar can get away with that shit because they're Rockstar. But...
Yeah, that's true. Although, you know what, I can't stand on Steam the fact that Black Ops 1 is still $40 and Black Ops 2 is still $60. They're too old to be that expensive.
Oh well,
dude, I saw those at GameStop's bin for $2.
Okay, well that's.
Oh, I went to G2. I went to G2A and bought Black Ops 1 on PC for $7. Well spent. It's well worth $7.
Well, the fact that they have it now, you can play what's it called? What was it? You can play the Xbox 360 games on the Xbox One. So I mean, whoever has the Black Ops game.
Oh yeah, that's true. They have backwards compatibility.
Give them their credit, but I guess yeah. But you know what? This is another topic. We don't need. Well,
we can go into that.
Something Steam is good.
Mm-hmm.
Is that old games are really cheap, and if you just want.
Oh yeah. Very, very old games. You can still get you can still get them, and they'll still work, and they're cheap.
You said you wanted to skip the exclusives part, like gaming consoles.
Because here's the thing about exclusives. I'm gonna just give my opinion on exclusives here. I would prefer it if
that was the topic after graphical difference, and let's just skip that point entirely.
Yeah.
And put
let's just do
let's just do a quick opinion, quick Sarah opinion on it. Personally, I don't think that any platform should have exclusives. Although I can understand why PC might have exclusives because, you know, certain games just might not be able to run or play right on console without significant changes. RTSs, for example, you have to build them from the ground up to be working with a controller, whereas I don't think you could actually port over, say, Hearts of Iron 4 to the consoles. Like, Hearts of Iron 4, graphically-wise, the consoles could absolutely do it. The thing they can't do is the input. Unless they gave it, keyboard and mouse support on the console, then you can't do it.
There's a game that we're playing that was ported over from the PC to the console. The only thing that they did not change was its interface, which is 7 Days to Die. I wish they would take away the whole mouse cursor thing.
Oh, you have to move a mouse cursor with an analog stick? Oh, God.
Yeah. But that's the only thing I do not like about that type of port. Other than that, we enjoy the game.
Yeah, if you're going to be... Here's the thing. That's the thing about ports to either side. Like, if you're going to port a game from PC to console, you have to make sure that the menus are not mouse-driven anymore. And if you're moving a game from console to PC, you have to make sure that that the menus are mouse-driven. Because here's the thing. The Black Ops 1 PC port, it runs okay, but the menus, well, the pause menu and stuff are mouse-driven, but the title screen is not. Because the mouse moves your camera. So I have to use WASD to move the cursor up and down, which feels awkward.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna give my brief opinion. Here's my thing, and I said this in my top 5. It's honestly, the way I see it, PC, you can't even argue, it has more exclusive games.
Yeah.
How hard is it to make an 8-bit game, honestly, because there's a lot of indie games. Because PC is huge on indie because anyone can do it.
It's not even just that. Like, if you look up there's actually a Wikipedia page of all the games that are exclusive to PC, and if you compare that to the ones that are exclusive to console, the list is far, far bigger.
Well, yeah, but that's because there's a lot more indie developers. Like how I've even.
It's not even just that. Like, obviously, you're also taking into account that these are. The PC's been out for longer, so there's going to be more games on there. The thing is, we can still all play all of those games. Whereas, on consoles, you have different console generations, and whether or not you get to play those games with the older consoles is up to the console maker.
Okay, true.
Because you don't get backwards compatibility as a staple anymore unless you're with Nintendo.
Well, let's think of it this way. This is the way I see it for exclusives. Sure, you guys have more, but quality over quantity.
Here's the thing about that. Quality is entirely subjective. To anyone, these games on PC could be great, and they could be better than games on console. And to people who are playing on console, they could probably think that they're better than the games that are on PC.
Yeah, but even then, the amount of money put into the exclusives on console versus the indie exclusives you guys have... That's
true, but then again, there's Undertale, which... I make a joke and say, you guys have we have Undertale, you don't. Your argument is invalid, kind of joke, because I love Undertale personally, and I think it's a really great game, and I wish you guys could have it though. Like, if it could get console ports, that would be great.
I wish you guys would have gotten because there's one game I seen in forums people argue about that they still don't have to this day was Red Dead Redemption, which was a master.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Red Dead Redemption.
And I feel bad you guys can't play it unless either they remaster it or there's a sequel, and the sequel has a remaster, kind of like how
Bayonetta
doing the remaster is.
What about Bayonetta? Like Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta apparently came with Bayonetta 1 if you bought a certain thing.
Yeah, but Bayonetta 1 was on the all platforms, and then Nintendo. That's the one thing I ticked Nintendo off by. Fucking Nintendo took it.
Well, Nintendo. I believe it was Nintendo funded the first game too. I might be wrong about that though, so don't quote me on that.
It was the people that did Metal Gear Rising.
Well, no. Oh, yeah. It was Platinum Games. I know that. I'm just saying that I think that Nintendo provided a little extra funding for the first game. I might be wrong on that. So if I'm wrong, anyone in the comments correct me if I am.
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't.
All right. Well, we did the topic of exclusives.
Exclusives, because to me it's subjective. If you like, for example, I don't like The Last of Us, but I'll admit it's a good game, but I don't like it. But I know a lot of people love that game.
He's gonna probably get. They're gonna be like,
yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying that.
But here's the thing, though: the amount of money put into The Last of Us versus a game like Verdun. You know what I mean?
True, but then again, I hear actually some people saying that Verdun's better than Battlefield 1, but I can't say if they're right or not.
It's on console, so.
Oh, okay.
Verdun came over to console and they put it pretty wide.
All right.
Honestly, I like Verdun's more realistic, but I like the vehicles of Battlefield. I like both personally. I'll probably get both.
Okay.
So.
I haven't played any at Battlefield 1, so I can't say.
It's pretty buggy, but it's a beta, so.
It's a beta, so you gotta expect that.
We're talking about regardless, the game's buggy at launch.
Yeah, Battlefield Hardline.
Battlefield.
And oddly enough, somehow Battlefield 4 ended up with a better beta than the actual game. It performed better on all systems during the beta than it did when the actual game came out.
Fucking PS3 beta.
Yeah, I remember that.
Alright, so we did the exclusives, we did the graphics. What other points did you have, John? What was
the final point was like an overall, which was a troll.
An overall thing, yeah. Which, you started like, the PCs can't compete with gaming. Was one of the things you said.
Unless there's a topic that we can squeeze in here, or talk about just what's preferences, because that's the key thing. That is the overall point. That
preference. You can prefer whatever the hell.
Yeah.
You can prefer whatever the hell you want. Just don't try and push your opinion onto others, because then you're a dick.
Exactly. That's not exactly.
And I'm saying that I'm talking about all fanboys, PC fanboys, PC elitists, Sony fanboys, Xbox fanboys, Nintendo fanboys, any of them. If you're trying to push your opinion onto someone, stop and try and think about it for a bit.
You can give your opinion, but...
Give your opinion, give your 2 cents on it, just don't try and push it onto someone.
Yeah, I tried to let the situation die down, but after my whole swatting incident,
that's when I
pushed the rocks.
Yeah, no, that's not cool, dude. Whoever swatted...
Yeah, swatting is never good. Fuck anyone who swats people.
Seriously, they can burn in hell.
Yes.
It's like we all think we get swatted right now.
Nah.
Hey, I'll file a $50 million lawsuit.
Yeah, on who?
On the cops. Breaking in my fucking house without permission. You ain't got a warrant, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just that'll be a fun episode of fucking cops. You're like this. Oh yeah, we misinformed, thinking this guy was a boss.
That would be an episode of Cops nowadays. Modern day version of Cops.
Talking about swatting incidents, Dan.
I already had to register my information to the police, so now if anything ever goes on and gets swatted again, they have to call and inform me first. So
okay.
Fine.
Well, if this is it, then you want to end it here?
I guess that's pretty much it. In the end, if you guys prefer consoles, that's fine. I prefer PC and all the benefits that comes with it. And by the way, just want to say one more thing. That rig that I sent in, that $800 rig, if you're just looking to get into gaming, you want to go for console or PC, then and you just want to couch game or something, if you just swap out the just get rid of the monitor and swap out the keyboard and mouse to a wireless keyboard and mouse set, then you've dropped the full $100 and it's just $700 instead, and you get all the benefits the PC gets you.
If you're
you can couch game very easily.
When you upload this video, you can feel free to link us in your description.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing that.
I'll make sure to link you guys' channel description. Anyway, guys, this is GOTM Gaming. I hope you've enjoyed the podcast. Make sure to go check out Zyad's channel.
Yeah, and for everyone on my channel, be sure to check out these guys.
At 57, man.
This is fun.
I'm getting there.
I'm glad we got to debate this stuff. So, and by the way, no one go over to either of these guys' channels and just spam them or anything. Don't get mad at them because of this stupid video, just because it's an opinion.
He's reasonable right here. He's very reasonable, unlike the rest of them.
Okay.
Same goes here, guys. Don't go hate on him. You guys can go check out his videos.
Yeah.
Give him some support.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, this is GOTM Gaming. I hope you've enjoyed this little podcast. Maybe, Zyad, you down to do this and make this a regular thing? Have we talked about gaming news?
Nah.
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
And the only way I get my gaming news is usually just from watching Review Tech USA or something, or maybe Total Biscuit.
USA.
Hey, so do you want to yell out your Buffalo Wild Wings?
I'm good. All right, guys.
All
This
right.
is GOTM Gaming. I hope you've enjoyed this little podcast.
Yeah.
I'll see you all next time.
Yeah.
Alrighty.